And welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that short break as we are returning here with our second match of the night of WTL Code A for 2023 Summer, day number 2. And we are going to be easing our way into Team STARCOM versus Starlight Twinkle.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be having a bit of a rematch from the qualifiers into Code A here. Just having a little look back on how that one went. Let me go. I just remember Spirit versus Wayne. So that was the upper bracket quarterfinals. StarCom won that one 4-3. And it was Wayne clutching out the ace match against Spirit. Cham getting a 2-0, Spirit and Wayne trading, and Ashbringer beating Hyperion for StarCom.
Exactly. It was a brutal series that went all the way to the ace match. It was intense. It was crazy. And they both face off here once again with a bit of a different lineup, to be fair. I do think that Starlight Twinkle maybe have a bit of a stronger lineup this time. They have ReWhite instead of Hyperion. When it comes to Team StarCom, yeah, the lineups are going to be quite interesting indeed. Ashbringer is going to be coming out first to face Spirit instead.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Ashbringer looked really strong last time we saw him, so Ashbringer vs Spirit, definitely a bit of a different approach here. It's going to be Cuss vs ReWhite later on, and then Wayne vs Cham, man. That is a hell of a ZVZ to wrap it out.
Let's go, Bobby. I can't wait. I can't wait to sink my teeth into some Wayne on Cham action. But alas, we will be getting some of that later on in the evening. And because of these lined up players here, it's going to be interesting. I do think that obviously Wayne is the star kind of player overall. But, God, it's going to be a close one against Cham. And I do think that Spirit is going to have a bit of an easier time here against Ashbringer. We saw him struggle a little bit more against Wayne in their kind of best of 3 pseudo series they had last time, where they ended up playing 3 games that night.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Spirit in general has been looking extremely strong, but I mean, Wayne's such a good player.
Yeah.
And they were really going back and forth. I mean, Wayne kind of winning the pseudo best of 3 out on the night, but it definitely felt like it could have gone either way. And if this goes to an ace match, I would expect to see that once again.
100%, especially depending on how those games go. But of course, we're starting off with our first series here, and it's going to be on Neo Humanity. Oh, it's going to be an interesting best of 2. And Ashbringer, I feel like our eyes are going to be on him to see how he plays out this. As we actually have been seeing a lot more of him recently.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got some pretty interesting PvZ styles, but I haven't really seen too much of his PvT. I think Neo Humanity does kind of funnel you into certain strategies where you are looking to be a bit more defensive as a Protoss, but you never know. I mean, against a player like Spirit, he might want to cheese him out here.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, are we going to be seeing some cheese on Neo Humanity? I'm not too certain, but it's possible that we see it in the series overall. I do think that I'm probably going to have to echo you a little bit and say that Neo Humanity is probably a good map for Ashbringer to just slow the game down and try and, get into a nice 3 to 4 base situation and economy. But likewise, I feel like Spirit is more than willing to do that as well. I know maybe he's sometimes a little bit greedier against Zergs, but he can do something crazy against Protoss as well.
Yeah, I mean, Vest Protoss, he tends to have a slightly different approach. I have seen him go for some extremely aggressive builds. Actually, I see him often go for the kind of builds that Quanta pulled out on this map, where it's just getting that armory and just spamming drops.
Yeah, and I do love to see that as well. It's going to be on Ashbringer to try and survive long enough, minimize those losses to be able to get into a bit of a longer game, if that's what he wants to do. Yeah, we'll see kind of how they decide to play out this series overall. I feel like now more than ever, the pressure is on them to win, though, because of how terrifying that lower bracket is. Like, arguably, the upper bracket is going to be a little bit easier. Like, no one wants to face Abydos. No one wants to face Mystery Gaming there in the lower bracket. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, of course, whoever loses this one is going to be dropping down to face Abydos. And I mean, Abydos didn't field Cure today.
Yeah.
They didn't field SOS either. I mean, They've got a pretty terrifying team that they can put together. They did have a very strong team this time, but I don't know. I just felt like Creator had a bit of an off day as well.
Yeah, it felt like they were relying so much on Creator to like lead the charge, and because he was maybe having an off day, it was difficult for him to do so. And it's such a shame because, as you were saying, like Abydos have such a strong lineup. They can field so much. They can perform so much better than they did, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure, just like Mystery Gaming, we're going to see the A team in the coming days here. Again, Mystery Gaming, likewise, last night they weren't able to field Classic, and Classic has been on a tear recently. He's arguably, top 3, top 4 Protoss in Korea right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's very strong. There's quite a few of those Korean Protosses. It's hard to tell sometimes exactly what their level is going to be from day to day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really can be difficult. It can be difficult. But as we are waiting for the players to get into this, of course, quick shout out to all the lovely sponsors down there. You can see the Shark for Doyu. You can see the Griffin for Hypergriff. Shout out to TGI Fridays. I missed the ads. We're not going to get them for Code A, but for Code S, we're going to be getting them chair ads.
Back, yeah. Can we get the WoW ads again?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be... Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be getting the WoW ads. I can't wait for the Rio ad, like a vacation resort sort of thing, I'm gonna be looking forward to it.
Mm.
And Ted,
vacation resort?
Yeah, for Rio.
Oh.
God damn it. And I want to know what Ted is. It's like a lightning bolt, and then the word Ted, and then maybe some more lightning. Is it like an electric company? Like, what is it? I don't know.
Wait, which one?
In between Rio and Trio. That's Ted, right? On its side.
In Rio
and Trio. Did you see the sponsors? Rio and the red sponsor. There's like a like a lightning. Yeah,
they're just Chinese characters.
Oh, okay. What does it spell?
Wait, is that what you meant?
Yeah. yeah. Does that spell Ted?
Ted?
that's how my brain processed it.
I can't see it at all.
Okay, never mind.
I was kind of going with you before, but I just don't see Ted.
Okay, never mind.
Where's the D? Where's the D, puppy?
Do you want me to show you?
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no.
He's lost his mind.
Oh, Asher. Por favor, not on stream, papi. Not on stream.
God. I guess I walked into that one.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Just the tip. Just the tip. Can you read those characters, by the way, or
no?
Oh, okay. Okay. Never mind.
I have no idea.
Never mind. Oh.
You're an animal.
So we're gonna have to wait for the ads in Code S to figure out what all the sponsors are. I'm still gonna miss Hojo. God, it was beautiful. It's actually beautiful.
You're just waiting for the Rio ads. You're gonna love it.
It's gonna be amazing. Oh my god. It's gonna be either amazing or very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
It's one or the other. Hopefully it's something I can work with. Oh god. But I'm a little bit concerned. Oh, well, here we go. The players are ready, and in the top left-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the blue Protoss for Team STARCOM, Ashbringer.
And
no. Oh.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, for Team Starlight Twinkle, we have Spirit. There he is. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, boy. Yeah, Spirit, a big name in the European scene. One of the best Terrans in all of Europa. So, Ashbringer, he's going to bring his A game here. He's been looking pretty damn good recently. We saw him doing quite well for himself in those qualifiers for WTL, but now we're a step above. We're in Code A. Everything that much harder. that much stronger.
And here we go. Ashbringer going to be going out for an early scout. So looks like both players pretty comfortable to take things in a very standard way so far. Spirit not going to be taking a double gas, going for a cheese or anything like that. Just going to be going pretty comfortably into the macro game here.
Yeah, exactly. You know, nothing too crazy, just a Rax Expand setup from our lovely Terran player. And from the side of the Protoss, nothing too wild here either. No second probe out on the map to throw down any kind of weird proxies or anything like that. No Forge, unfortunately. One of these days.
This is the worst cannon rush map as well, by a pretty long way.
Hey, mate, I believe in Prince, okay?
Sure.
I don't think Prince has been picked up out of a lot of the players that have been joining new teams. I think Prince is one of the ones that has been left out. And oh no, the pro reveals itself. No,
it gets noticed. It just pokes its head out. The Marine going to be taking it down.
Very nicely done here by Spirits. Just going to be denying that scout. Meanwhile, across the map, the SUV does go all the way into the main just to get an eye on the pylon count, just making sure that everything is on the up and up.
Yeah, everything looking pretty normal. And okay, we're going to be seeing Marines being reacted out, so it's not going to be any of that crazy mind drop spam coming out.
Yeah, no crazy kind of reactor swap or anything like that. Just Marines for the time being. We do see that Twilight Council coming out from Ashbringer, which makes plenty of sense. I do think it's a little bit risky to go for a Stargate opener on a map like this, just because of how short the rush distance is. It can kind of provoke a reaction from the Terran.
You gotta let them sleep. Let them cook.
Let him cook, Poppy. Let him cook. Oh, once again, look at it. Oh, Rio.
Yeah, and there we go. It's going to be Blink coming out from Ashbringer, so pretty standard stuff. Does he only have one gateway? Am I seeing that right?
I think we've spoken about this before.
He does his first Zerg as well, right? It's super.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He's got his gateway tucked away.
There we go. There's no gate at the natural,
Cyber
right?
Core wall?
Yeah, I think so, right? The Cyber's at the wall and the gates with the Robo. It's one gate, right?
Giga greedy.
It is.
Crazy.
Wait. Okay. Robo gets thrown down now. But I believe it is only a single gateway here. We'll see if he's going to be able to hold on. I believe we saw this in his series against Nickeract, because we casted Ashbringer against Nickeract.
Yeah.
In OC King of the Hill.
Crazy.
And he got away with it against Nickeract.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get away with it here too.
If you remember, I believe against Nickeract, it may have been on this map as well. Ashbringer played a very defensive style overall, you know, cutting some corners to get into faster tech, to get into faster Colossi and stuff like that. But he was just kind of chilling here, waiting until he was on 4 bases before he moved out. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's how he played against Nickeract, I believe.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, okay. We've been casting a lot of StarCraft. It all blends together, Bobby. Blends together.
Yeah, like I thought you were there. I was like, no.
No.
That was Trisha.
Yeah, my body was there. My mind was gone, Bobby. Long gone.
Alrighty, so what's going to be coming out from Spirit? Spirit's going to be going for Cloak Banshees, so he's going to be looking for a bit more of a defensive setup back at home and just relying on the Banshees to get a little bit of damage across the map.
Yeah, exactly. And so far this has gone unscattered, so we'll see if he's able to pull it off. Meanwhile, we see 3 more gates behind this, so 4 gates in total. We have our 3rd base as well, and a prism. So Ashbringer can be a little bit aggressive with his blink, but of course he's expanding behind it, so he's not going to be overly committed here to his push.
Yeah, okay. It's just going to be putting some pressure on him. Spirit reacting very heavily to this. 2 bunkers going down at the front, pretty heavily camped up in his base, and he is giving this full respect.
Yeah, he is not messing around at all. And again, Ashbringer, he shouldn't be committing too hard to this. Should be just be poking and prodding. He does have a way to reinforce, and he can blink into the main base. Don't get us wrong. We'll see what is in the main so far. That we have a tank of the natural and a tank in between the bases.
He doesn't look like he's just poking and prodding.
True.
Not just a tip. It's all of it.
Oh, and here we go. He blinks into the main base. The tank is unsieged, and he tries to dive on it. And it looks like he is going to get the tank. Oh,
Yeah, he's going to be dragging these stalkers back into the main, but actually catches the tanks unsieged at the front. And this is one of those. Actually, a lot of stalkers going down the main. One of those things, MaxPax has kind of shown people how they can split up their stalkers very effectively to attack both sides at once. And that is something that we are starting to see trickle down. But Spirit getting his own counter damage across the map. The Banshee's getting in there completely unfettered, and they are going to be going ham on the units. And the multitask just hasn't been there for Ashbringer whatsoever.
yeah, Ashbringer, he pulled himself apart there. There was a lot of potential with his
Yeah.
multi-prong aggression. He could have maybe pulled something off there, but he's losing his entire mineral line. 15 probes go down. Oof.
Yeah, huge damage there for Spirit, and Spirit just a little bit more up to the task of dealing with the multitask there. It is this thing where, yeah, we see a trickle down of strategies from the top level. People like MaxPax, you're going to be seeing that kind of start to dictate the meta, the kind of way that he plays, just because he's having so much success with it. But it is very difficult what he does, the way that he splits up his units with a blink attack.
Yeah, it is difficult. It's difficult to replicate, and we see why. Another 4 probes go down. 19 probes in total for 2 Banshees. Well worth it for Spirit. And now Ashbringer, even though he had a third base, he has lost his economic lead. He is cut down to around the same worker count as his opponent, and he lost so many Stalkers earlier. He is so vulnerable to a counterattack.
Yeah, I mean, if Spirit wanted to pull the boys as well here, that it'd be a really fantastic timing just because there's no splash here whatsoever. But I don't think he even really needs to. He can just get his third up and running, put the pressure across the map.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to overcommit. We do see a Prism dip into the main base, but we have some reinforcements back at home to defend. The Zealots, the Chargers don't really do too much for themselves, and here we go. Spirit, as he walks across the logos, is getting ready to drop across map. I don't think this has been spotted here by Ashbringer. He's just trying to be in position here at his third, and he is spotted by that scan.
Yeah, looks like Spirit for the moment just going to be kind of poking around, trying to put some pressure on. He does produce a Viking back at home, so that's going to help him deal with this pesky warp prism here. And yeah, there it is. Very nicely done there. He's going to be pushing that back. That could have got pretty bad for him, actually, if that was able to warp in a full wave of Zealots.
Yeah, thankfully, no wave of Zealots at all. The Prism is going to go down. No recall to save it. And now Spirit can focus on his push. He knows that there isn't really anything to worry about across the map.
Yeah, and here we go. Scan going to be dropped down to try to find this observer that was hanging over his army, and he's going to be putting some pressure on the front here. We do have a decent amount of units here for Spirit, but for Ashbringer, sorry, but the micro from Spirit really fantastic. This is something we've seen from him quite a lot. Once he gets his push going, he is very good at just continually shaving off units.
Yeah, exactly. Stutter sniping is just a little bit too good. Woodmine Shot goes off as well, just zoning away that army. Here we go. Ashbringer is going to be committing here. The tank doing so much, though. Oh.
Yeah, this tank is doing work. The Zealots just dripping in one by one. Both of the Immortals go down. All that's left is the Stalkers, and well, some very cutesy micro going to be ferrying the mines to the front. That's going to force everything to be pushed back. Actually, Spirit going to be losing quite a lot of his army, but it seems like he has just about broken through here. Going to be bringing the tank to the front as well. I don't think he has enough to do this.
Yeah, it looks like
fancy micro.
Oh, the drop micro, let's go. He's going to be able to focus down these Stalkers. The tank survives, and even if he gets pushed back, this was still a good trade for the Terran, as he didn't lose a single tank. He only traded Bio out, and he was able to get those 3 Immortals.
Yeah, and just like that, GG is called. Very convincing first game out of Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Initially, Ashbringer had the momentum, he had the control, he was dictating the pace of the game, and he tried to go in and pull up his opponent apart, but he just didn't have the control to do so. It didn't seem that way. Things got really chaotic, and yeah, Ashbringer came out worse for wear, losing a lot of Stalkers in his attack.
Yes, the attack didn't quite work out for him, as we were saying, but he does get to choose his second map now.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be his map of choice, and of course, we can go for that classic Team GP maneuver. We can try and lull them into a false sense of security, coming in game number 2 with something hyper prepared instead. And I want to believe that Ashbringer has come in prepared here for this TVP. I want to believe that he has something special in store for us in game 2.
Right, the Damaga maneuver.
Oh, let's go. Well, the Damaga maneuver, that's the power play. That's the king mentality, mate, where you go in and you're like, man, I'm gonna just play straight up and I'm gonna just kill you. I'm gonna just outplay you, mate. Let's go.
Yeah, all in, man. Too good, too powerful.
Oh, exactly. So, yeah, we'll see if he can bring it back here for his team. Again, this is still the first matchup, so he still has the rest of his teammates to fall back on, just in case things get a little bit too crazy. I do think that some of the other matchups can go very well for Team STARCOM, but here, again, Ashbringer is looking to do the bare minimum and try and bring down his opponent with it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty one-sided first game, but we've seen a lot of upsets.
Oh yeah, we've seen a lot of upsets, not just today, but yesterday and the day before that, and all of these WTL nights. And looks like the map of choice has been revealed. Ancient Sister.
All right, so yeah, definitely picking out a nice big map to work on. This is also a pretty good blink map, so he might be looking to go for another committed blink attack this time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if he does go for that. The other option, of course, is maybe to be a little bit more defensive instead. We kind of were alluding to that earlier with how he played against Nicorakt in OC King of the Hill. So, yeah, our eyes are definitely on Ashbringer to see how he can bring this all back and how he's going to be adjusting against Spirit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if he had everything all together and didn't overcomplicate that blink attack, he could have got a bit more success there.
I agree. I mean, if you remember, like initially he got a tank.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he got a tank. He was kind of pulling apart his opponent. There wasn't anything in the natural either. If everything was together, I think the added benefit of that would be he can just focus on his micro and control there in the main, and he would have had, as you said, more success.
Yeah, 100%. So maybe he just wants to, reiterate, go for that once again and see if he can fix up those little mistakes.
Oh, yeah, it is definitely possible. Definitely possible here for the bringer of the Ash. And I mean, don't think I don't know what's going on. No, you're cheering for your half brother, the Protoss Asher. Oh.
I still barely understand this.
And up right there corner we have, representing Starlight Twinkle, Spirit.
And in the bottom left hand, it is for STARCOM Academy, Ashbringer.
He's like Ash, instead of AsherBro, he's Ashbringer.
Virtually identical.
Right? I'm glad you understand.
Ashbringer.
Oh, there you go. It's Asher.
AsherBringer.
Oh no. Is the brain leaving us, Papi?
Gosh.
Oh, stay with me. All right, well,
yeah, not going to be going for anything cheeky himself. Feeling pretty confident in the macro game here.
Once again, the Rax expands set up from Spirit. Nothing too aggressive whatsoever. And that makes sense, right? You know, he won game one pretty handily. You know, there's no reason to shake things up, right?
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 Really? One base all in.
Oh, I mean, that's what you would do. Is that what Ashbringer would do?
I don't think I would do it. Even I wouldn't want to do it on this map.
Okay. You don't have the mind of the Zerg to go for the 12 pull on Ancient Cistern, mate.
No, it's too crazy.
Shaking my head. Once again, the probe tries to hide behind the mineral line, but Spirit is fully aware this time. He knows the moves, and he's going to be able to chase this probe down.
So far ahead.
Oh, I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah.
Okay.
As it looks like Spirit's again. Oh my god, never mind. I was gonna say he's a little bit paranoid and scouting for proxies, but no, not at all. He is gonna be setting up for a proxy of his own here. Meanwhile, that's a very fast forge from Ashbringer.
So Ashbringer is going for some Giga Greedy +1 style, I think, here. And Spirit's going to be going for a Proxy Hellion drop. So
Is it? Mhm.
I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble here.
I think so as well. If you remember, I feel like this Fast Forge, is this what we saw him do against Nicaract, where he got like a Gigafast +1, then he had Gigafast +2, and then he had Gigafast +3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really, even after seeing that entire game, I didn't really understand it.
Yeah. I remember you were trying to reason it. You're like, oh yeah, I mean, this fast +2 timing is going to help out the Colossi, but then he kept going and he got +3 as well, like almost straight afterwards. And I think there was a moment where he had 3-0 against 0-0 of Nicaract or 1-0 of Nicaract. It was crazy. Yeah, here we go. Ashbringer once again trying to cut some corners with his tech. But he's going to be in danger as a result. Or is he? Oh.
He's going to have those cannons. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to be on time.
Are they going to be on time?
No.
No, they're not going to be on time. All right, here we go. The Hellions are going for the drop into the main base. We do have a couple of units available here for Ashbringer. He is in position. He does spot the drop.
Yeah, Spirit is going to be running straight on past Ashbringer, trying to focus down these units, but there is no shield battery here. 6 probes already going to be going down. Some pretty good force fields, and he does get out with 3 of those. There's nothing here at the natural.
No, there's nothing at the natural. The Hellions do get dropped off. They've already done more than enough damage. 9 probes going down, but 3 of those Hellions get saved. He wants more damage. Oh, they're lighting up. No, no.
Oh, so close, but 11 going down. Very good there for Spirit. Saves the medevac too, so he is pretty far ahead from this opener.
He really is. He saw the production as well. He knows that Ashbringer's own Blink or whatever upgrade he wanted from the Twilight Council is going to be delayed as well. Did get eyes on the faster +1, but the damage more than pays for itself here as Ashbringer takes the third immediately.
Yeah, there we go. Just going to be throwing down that turret behind this, and apart from that, getting a decently fast +1. Should be getting that stim on the way pretty soon as well. There we go. We're trying to pick him up. We're trying to abduct him.
Oh, we're gonna probe him.
Yes. Have you played the StarCraft game?
I have played the Stick of Truth. I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get probed, puppy.
Not in Australia. In Australia, we censor that. That whole section of the game is censored.
It's implied that you get probed.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I started this.
I got pretty into it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You go. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to bed, light. Go to bed.
What? Never mind. As we are getting into this, yes, we're just getting in position, throwing down his third base on location behind it as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's getting into this game all the way in.
Oh, you're an animal.
Ow.
Trying to cast some StarCraft, mate. Oh.
As Ashbringer actually going to be rushing out charge, and
Yeah.
+2 is on the way already.
Mhm.
I don't know how I feel about this build. This is some clown toss stuff.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So +2 is going to finish up shortly. By the time the army moves out across the map, it's going to finish up in the middle of the engagement. Meanwhile, instead of Blink, he did get charged, as you were saying. So he is going to have an interesting army available to him. Is he going to have enough zealots, though? That's the question.
Yeah, this could get really tough for Spirit. I mean, he sees this. Is he going to back off? The force field's actually not really helping Ashbringer out. Unfortunately, there's a little gap on the side that the Marines could slip through here, as he's going to be looking to put some pressure on the shield battery. The two players dancing back and forth is something that Spirit does extremely well, and going to be shaving off all of the zealots. Can he take out the Archons, though, as well? Really good connections from the Widow Mines, and wow, both Archons go down.
Yeah, the Archons go down. I feel like the initial force fields actually worked against the Protoss, not for him. Oh.
Man, he just doesn't have enough here. And you were saying it yourself, there's not really that many zealots. Definitely less zealots than we're expecting. And Spirit, he smells blood in the water. He's going to be following this up with Liberators, so he does not want to let this go. Rallying everything across the map. He wants to end it right here, right now.
Yeah, he really does. One of my shots are going to be going off the the Zealots once again, just getting obliterated. No, the Archon as well gets focused down.
Yeah, the starter step from the Spirit is insane. Just minimizing as much of that damage from the Zealots as he can. Is going to be ducking back there, and all that remains, 3 Stalkers, a Zealot. The third is going to be given up for Ashbringer. I definitely understand him staying in this one, given that he has +2 now. Probably not out of the question that he could try to make some kind of comeback, but I don't think Spirit's going to be giving this one up too easily.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, right now we can see Ashbringer trying to muster defense at the natural. He's got a second Archon on the way as well. He's got a handful of Zealots, but with these reinforcements coming out across the map, with these Liberators, I don't know how Ashbringer is supposed to break this.
Yeah, the Liberator's going to be setting up the front. The Archon actually getting quite a lot of damage. This force field quite good this time, but no, the Archon does get focused down. And with that, GG is called, and Spirit with a clean 2-0 victory.
GG, Spirit looking powerful, looking strong here. Arguably the ace player for Starlight Twinkle is going to have a strong showing with that 2-0. I mean, he did come in as the favorite, to be fair. Ashbringer tried his hardest, and game 1 was pretty close. I think we both kind of saw potential in game 1. Here in game 2, just an unfortunate turn of events, an unfortunate kind of pairing here of builds, of openers. Ashbringer just trying to be greedy at the wrong moment there. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit too much damage coming out from that Hellion drop, and Spirit never really let that lead slip.
Exactly. So powerful showing here from Spirit to begin with, but now we are moving on to another series that's a little bit more, I feel like, innocuous. We have Kaz going up against ReWhite. Kaz, of course, not looking too bad against Cham. We saw some very close close games between him and Cham in that TVZ, but now he's up against one of the underdogs, one of the Chinese Protoss players that has been actually performing quite well recently and getting some pretty surprising results.
Yeah, I mean, Kaz is looking extremely powerful, especially with the macro. But ReWhite's a player that, yeah, as you were pointing out, has been doing very well for his team. I believe in the last call, I remember watching some game of him that I was really impressed with. What was it? Let me see if I can find it. He got some surprising result.
Yeah. I believe you're speaking about the Rakshir Invitational that we were casting maybe a month ago. If I quickly just double check here with Starlight Twinkle, ReWhite, what did happen here?
I think I was just thinking of, he just looked really good against Rilakuma. That's what I remember, I think.
Yeah, he looked good against Rilakuma. I just double checked. He 2-0'd Namshar in that invitational that we did cast together. So against Zergs, both Namshar and Rilakuma, ReWhite is looking pretty damn good. But now he's up against a Terran.
Yeah, very strong Terran, a very crafty Terran as well. I think he's gonna have some nasty stuff ready for the Protoss.
Oh yeah, I think so as well. This is gonna be an interesting one. I'm personally really excited. Like, Kaz has such a unique play style. It's very peculiar. It's like, I don't know, it just feels very all in. I don't think he intends it to be all in, but like, because he doesn't focus as much on his economy, at least against Zerg, he would always have these like hyper, like gigamax armies. And because of that, like, yeah, we would end up in these really weird scenarios. We would end up in like pseudo base trades as well. I'm excited to see how that kind of translates to TVP.
I mean, to be fair, I think some of that did come down to how Cham was playing.
True.
But TVP is one of those matchups where the Terran has a lot more of the initiative here, and we are going to be starting things out on Royal Blood. That is a map that has no ramp up into the natural, so there's definitely the possibility to go for a bit of an all-in to start off here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm curious. Like, when it comes to Kaz, I've only really been able to cast him in these Team League matches. I haven't really been able to be exposed to too much of Kaz recently, and I want to be. I want to be exposed. I want to see what he has to offer in some of these other matchups because he's been a really fun player to watch. A really fun player.
You want to see it all?
Yeah.
Expose yourself.
Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. And I do think that this is a good opportunity for Team StarCom to come back in this series. You know, Spirit, again, he's one of the stronger, if not the strongest player on Starlight Twinkle. So, again, it was expected for him to win the 2-0 initially. But here, Team StarCom, they have a good chance to bring it all back to maybe even tie up the series 2-2.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think they're going to need to. We've seen a few times already just how crazy that last set can get depending on how much pressure is on the teams.
100%, mate, 100%. And I don't know if we get into that ace match. I mean, am I crazy? If we get 2 2-0s in a row, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah. So, oh boy, again, you know, Kaz gonna make sure the ball is not dropped here. He has to make sure that Wayne doesn't have too much pressure on him as we are getting into this. And in the top right hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the Chinese Protoss player for SLT, ReWhite.
And in the bottom left hand corner of the map here for StarCom Academy, this is Kaz.
Oh.
I think I worked out what's happening. I think when I alt tab, it pauses.
Oh. There you go. Stop all tapping. Wait. You have 2 monitors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just when I change tabs, I mean.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That doesn't sound normal.
No, doesn't.
Because it's a YouTube stream. Like,
Yeah, it should keep going. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Live stream.
We'll figure it out here. It's all good. As we are going to be getting into this, and very similar to the other Terrans we've casted tonight. Oh, so we have a bit of a pause.
Oh, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We may have to remake. If it is the wrong server, we may have to get it back into this. I believe the server rules say that they should be playing on US West. They should be playing on US West, but it's possible that they picked the wrong server.
I mean, if he's complaining about it, it's probably West.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, you know, one of those things where, of course, World Team League brings the world together and brings multiple regions together, and sometimes to make the game fair, it's not on the most ideal servers here, especially from depending on where in the world you are. I know a lot of players in Eastern Europe can have a hard time playing against players from Korea or Southeast Asia. It's a little bit rough, but it's you know, what else can we do? No?
What else can we do? It looks like it has been explained to him, so we are going to be having this server after all. And there we go. Oh, he does get the CC down without too much trouble.
There we go. So, Kaz going to be able to pull off that Rex Expand for the time being. Is going to be able to get that CC down as well. And, yeah, ReWhite, Sprobe just gets bullied on out of there.
Fighting there. Going to come back with a vengeance.
Let's go. The taser has been charged up, and he's going to be coming for that SCV. Meanwhile, to have a factory follow-up here, as to be expected. Nothing too crazy coming up from Kaz. No weird kind of like 2-1-1 setup or anything, which we have seen pop up from time to time in the TVP recently.
Wiggity sweeties coming for that booty.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Is that from something? We had SpongeBob earlier. Is that?
No, it's just internet.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh, as we do see the shading across them, does get caught out by those Marines a little bit though. Very nicely done by Kaz. Gonna be able to deal some hull damage.
Cheeky moves from Kaz. That's what we were talking about before, those veteran moves. is going to be jumping out to meet that shade at a pretty unexpected spot.
Mate, XY. He's gonna have to. He's gonna have a bit of a run for his money here. You know, cause
True.
does he also have the mentality of the king?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a king.
I want to believe that as well. I want to believe here as you know, ReWhite is just going to be poking, prodding, just checking the wall. We do have a Twilight Council opener overall. Blink on the way. Robo not too far behind.
Yeah, exactly. All things rather standard as from Cast, but it's going to be seeing a pretty standard build himself, just going for a mind drop here.
Yeah, not going to be overly committed or anything like that. So Widowman's just going to be chilling here, waiting for that medevac as well. Of course, Cast did skip out on that Reaper, so he's a little bit in the dark as to what ReWhite is up to across the map. Not entirely aware of what the opener was. So just, you know, trying to be a little bit safe here. Just trying to keep his Widowmines in position before he does move out with them. Oh, Rufus is getting rowdy.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. Speaking of being gone, ooh, the wall was not a wall, and the Adept Shade was able to get in, and I believe ReWhite was able to get eyes on all of the production in the main.
Yeah, so Season 1 setup will be bringing all those Stalkers back home to try to deal with this drop.
Yeah, what a mind drop is making a beeline across the map. The Stalkers are getting in position back at home, but it looks like they went into the main, and it's the natural where they needed to be. The boys are being pulled to two. Widowmines do end up getting borrowed. Oh.
This was a really weird angle to go with this drop, actually.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. You don't really see it too often at an angle like this at the natural, and mate, the medevac got sniped, and every Widowmine goes down.
Yeah, not a great Widowmine drop there, so he is definitely in a little bit of trouble there, as ReWhite also going to be going into a pretty early Robo Bay. The Liberator being sent out here, ReWhite just misses it, maybe anticipating that or saw it with some kind of map vision. Wait, how does he know?
He's like trying to get in position here. I think he has it. Yeah, he's got something in the middle of the map. Not too sure what it is though, so maybe he was able to catch wind of it. But it looks like he was unable to catch that lib.
Yeah, unfortunately, just sieging that observer up in range of the turret, but it's not going to be going down just yet as we see it. Okay, a second lib coming out from Cast. This is a very interesting build. I've not really seen this before.
Yeah,
Double
now
lib.
he's going double lib, and he's moving out across the map with his main army as well. I believe these are vanilla Marines, but they've got two tanks behind them.
Yeah, no stim at all. So ReWhite, if he does have the attention to spare, is going to be able to really shave off a lot of this army, and that's exactly what he's doing. So many of these Marines have gone down.
Oh my god, have been shaved off. At the same time, we do have a Liberator in the natural base as well. 3 probes do go down, but the first Colossus is already out.
Yeah, and like 3 probes for a Liberator, not the best trade. ReWhite just going to be walking the Colossus on top of everything.
At first, I thought it was intentional, but then no, very clearly it was not. The Colossus is going to be going down, but the army gets cleaned up. Was this a good trade for Kaz? He gets 5 more probes because of his Liberators, but he does lose 2 tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for Cast. Basically, because Cast delayed his stim and combat shields, he needed to get a lot more damage done than this. Because the Protoss now, they can take a 4th, they can chrono probes out non-stop. I mean, they're going to be feeling completely safe to do anything like that as long as ReWhite does know that there is no stim. He should be feeling very comfortable to err on the greedier side.
Yeah, speaking of, he may lose a Stalker here or there, but he's able to bully this Bio army here. He's being very active with these Stalkers. Again, with no stim, there's no real threat to the Stalkers. Nice scan. We do see Kaz able to pick off that Observer, and he's going to be expanding and taking his third base behind this. We'll see if ReWhite can stop it.
I mean, ReWhite just going to be throwing down the 4th of his own, feeling very safe to attack on up. Should have those Colossus on the way as well. So he will have a bit of a 3 Colossus timing available to him soon.
He will, and we were talking about it before. Because of all this map control, ReWhite, he is free to take a 4th base. It is already on the way. Stalkers are able to rotate over as well. Because of the low tank count, we don't really have too much to cover this area, so 2 more SCVs get picked off.
Yeah, Stalkers can be chilling over with the sponsors in the corner there, and behind this, we do see Castus going to be going up into his team, going into his concussive. Behind this, ReWhite going to be throwing down the Templar Archives, throwing down all of his extra gateways, getting a War Prism now. So I think he might be looking to go for a bit of an aggression, maybe attack with 3 Colossus at the front, warp in some Zealots in the main. Something along the lines of that. But Cast's actually going to be going for a little bit of a move out of his own. Pretty off-timed move out. I'm not sure how well this is going to go, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this move out is spotted by ReWhite. It's headed towards the 4th base location, and ReWhite's going to be able to bring his army over. His gates are finishing up just in time, +1 as well. This may be a bit of an anti-timing for Kaz. I feel like ReWhite should have enough here to hold.
Yeah, I think so. As he's going to be starting to put some pressure on here. Kaz going to be diverting that drop into the main, but we do have... Let's say we have the War Prism, but the War Prism doesn't have anything in it. He's going to be crushing this push at the front, though, it looks like. The tank's going to be going down. Everything in the main going to be going down. Good damage for Cast. Takes out 14 pros with that drop that he has going, but he did lose a lot of units and momentum going to be on ReWhite's side. He does get the drop out of there, so all in all, actually pretty nicely done there.
Yeah, overall, nice damage from Kaz. He's able to get the majority of his bio out, but he did lose his tanks and Widow Mines once again, and he is going to be triggering a counter attack, and that's going to be a scary prospect. That medevac is going to be hunted down by those stalkers, and ReWhite is sending everything across the map. Ghosts are on the way, Vikings are on the way as well. Is Kaz ready for this?
Does Kaz have a 4th, actually? It looks like he might have gone double starport instead of getting a 4th, so he definitely hasn't been greedy here. Let's see if that's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, we'll see if it is. Oh my god, the Viking count is insane. 1 Colossus goes down, the 2nd Colossus is going to be going down as well. We are running out of Zealots, and we're not getting the warp in.
Yeah, Prism goes down. Looks like the Archon's going to be going down too, so ReWhite with a pretty ill-advised attack there, attacking into a cast that was kind of on the all-in side. He delayed his 4th for a really long time just to get those extra units out, the extra Vikings especially, and it's going to pay off for him.
Oh, it really will, and that was a great fight for Kaz. He trades, again, Bio and Vikings for a very expensive army of ReWhite. Now he's forced to back off. We have 2 Robos on the way. Oh my god. For triple Robo production from ReWhite, he's also taking a 5th.
Yeah, there we go. But Kaz is miles ahead on the supply. Both players with the same kind of work account, so ReWhite does have the opportunity to have a pretty huge army on 70 workers. He is starting to make disruptors as well, and it's pretty far behind in the upgrades.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up here. We do see the Stalkers just picking off what they can in the middle of the map. They do get 1 Viking, I believe, which is something. At the same time, we see the Zealot run by as well. Again, this is so important just to buy time, just to force Kaz to turn around, and the army does turn around.
Yeah, army going to have to come back to deal with this without losing too many workers. And it is going to be able to clean up the rest of this, but that does, as you were saying, buy the time for ReWhite. I mean, he's got those extra bases going, and okay, yeah, we do have a bit of extra army left behind. I thought we were going to leave those, though.
Yeah, and with this extra time, 2 disruptors being produced at a time, we have another Zealot run by being set up to head towards the 3rd base. Oh, here comes the disruptor in the middle of the map. Up!
Oh, massive shot going down there, and he's not in trouble yet, but he is always pushing himself into the corner here.
Oh my god, another flanking Nova is going to be going off. The Vikings do land, but we have a 3rd disruptor coming out from the production. At the same time, that Zalramba is infiltrating the 3rd base. The Nova goes off.
Yeah, the disruptor drives Kast's army into the Zealots, and Kast maybe just getting a little bit over eager here. Almost loses that full medevac, but not quite.
Yeah, exactly. A beautiful engage from ReWhite as there it is. He's making 3 disruptors at a time. The Novas were exactly what he needed them to be. Kaz had some momentum earlier, but any kind of momentum that he once had this game, it feels like it's gone.
Yeah, that is filthy. 3 disruptors at a time.
Oh my, it's Protoss, Papi. Let's go. Nova shots are going to be going off. These ones are a little bit premature. They're just zoning disruptors. And now this Protoss army is looking a little bit vulnerable. Kaz wants to chase down those disruptors at the same time as Zealot Rollback comes in and hits his 3rd.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. 10 SUVs going down. Looks like Cast once again going to be turning back, and he's just been battered and bruised over and over again and ReWhite, and it feels like he can only take a couple more of those before he is not going to be able to replenish his army properly.
Oh, exactly. He's going to be very careful. Another Nova goes off, shaves off a couple of units, but Jesus, look at that disruptor count.
Yeah, it's getting terrifying now. This is a very annoying style to play against.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what can you do here? And because of the situation we're in, it's not like Kaz has the free supply to go for some drop play and try to give himself some breathing room. Like, because he lost so much earlier, he just can't afford to do something like that, or it's going to be so difficult to pull off.
Absolutely, but there we go. 2-2 is going to be kicking in, so he does have a little bit of a power spike here. It is a perfect time to be taking a fight now.
Yeah, and here we go. We're coming in for a big engage. Novas are going to be going off left and right. Nice EMPs here from Kaz.
Yeah, very nice EMPs. It's going to be really important for him to try to jump on top of these disruptors if he can, but man, the supply of cast is being shaved off bit by bit. Another 11 SCVs going down, and I feel like he's in a pretty rough spot now.
Yeah, because of the amount of disruptors, Kaz, he just can never find an opportunity to dive on the army. He's been trying to close the distance. He's been trying to get on top of the disruptors, but there's always another waiting for him, and he just gets punished for it every time. Oh.
Yeah, ReWhite really sharp with this disruptor player, keeping those alive, keeping them safe, and it's continually shaving off the units of cast.
He really is, mate. He's always on point, and now we do see Kaz completely out of position. This third base is going to go down.
Third base goes down, and with that, the hopes of Kaz severely dwindling. He does have a really big surround here. The Novas are going to have to be really good to save these units. Every single disruptor going to be going down. That surround was massive for Kaz here, and it might just be what he needs to get himself back in the game.
That was the perfect engage that Kaz could have had. He takes down 5-6 disruptors. There's still one disruptor remaining here, but Kaz, he has the army supply lead. He is, the army supply lead. He's going to be able to push on forward. A lot of the supply, though, is in these medevacs.
Yeah, the Nova's going to be headed out once again. Really nice job, ReWhite, kind of sending them one way, diving them back the other, and Kaz now finds himself in a really all-in position because he doesn't have that third anymore. He's down in orbital. ReWhite even getting the gold base up and running here.
He's crazy, but he just takes whatever base he wants. He's up on 5 bases right now. Sorry, that's his 6th base even. Meanwhile, here we go. ReWhite coming in for one final engagement. He's coming in from every single angle. Novas are going to be going off. Going to be able to, a little bit of friendly fire there, but it may not even matter.
Yeah, the balls are going down, but Kaz, GG's out. ReWhite is going to be taking that one, and Starlight Twinkle are 3 games up to 0.
Oh.
Hey, I'm kind of worried for them. The curse is real.
The curse is real, mate. Starlight Twinkle are 1 game away from moving on to the next round and knocking Team STARCOM down to the lower bracket. Cham versus Wayne is going to be an amazing ZVZ later on, but it may not even matter if Kaz isn't able to bring it back here in the next game.
I mean, to be fair, that was a very competitive back and forth game, but ReWhite is looking very strong in the matchup.
Yeah. I mean, both players kind of had their moments in the sun, but ReWhite being able to get away with his disruptor production, not just disruptor production, but also he was able to showcase his skill there with his disruptor control. And sure, there was that moment where he got like 360 surrounded, and that was like a beautiful moment for Kaz. But up until that point, ReWhite was just controlling everything so well and just getting such beautiful connections.
Yeah, definitely. And he was just so oppressive all over the map. Really found the perfect times to go for his attacks, and that's pretty rough. But there we go, game 2. It's actually going to be Babylon. Kind of interesting because we've seen Protoss picking this map against Terrans. Now it's going to be a Terran picking it against the Protoss. Actually, no. I'm wrong. It was Quanta picked this and didn't all in, didn't he?
Yeah. The one base all
what I want to believe.
You're trying to push your own narrative, Baki. Yeah. Quanta tried to do that one way soul in earlier in the day, which almost worked. I have to wonder if that's what Kaz is thinking right now. It's a difficult decision to make. We mentioned it earlier. Kaz cannot afford to lose this game. The pressure is on him, but he's the king of the mental. You know, he has a wealth of experience under his belt. If he were to do something far more aggressive here, like he has it in him to do so, even with everything on the line.
Yeah, I believe in Cass. I think he's got something up his sleeve.
Well, we are here to find out. I think especially after experiencing that last game, I don't think Kaz wants to let the game go on for too long. Doesn't want that mid-game to happen. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner for Team STARCOM. It is Kaz.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map for Starlight Twinkle, this is ReWhite.
Here we go, and yeah, so far everything's looking quite normal here. Nothing moving out onto that. Nothing looking too sus for the time being.
No Forge.
Oh, smooch. I'm telling you, we need to find out what happened to Prince. I need to find out what happened to him.
You need to go on a pilgrimage.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can only ever have one like cheesy Korean Protoss, you know? Like Prince steps out and suddenly SOS returns to the game? Coincidence?
I see.
Mystery gaming? Illuminati?
It's all lining up now. It all makes sense.
Look, I'm not saying that the Zerg Cabal was the front for the mystery gaming Protoss Illuminati, but it's possible. It's possible.
Look, I'm not coming to any conclusions. I'm just pointing out facts, you know.
I'm just saying. There's some really convenient things going on.
You don't have to believe me, but
Yeah.
I'm right.
I'm not connecting the dots, but the dots, they're there. As once again, Kaz is going for a Rax expanse, so no one base shenanigans coming out from this Terran. He's not as crazy as Quanta seems to be.
Yeah, definitely not. But we are going to be getting a pretty quick reactor after that first Marine, so should be a reactor factory build. Probably going to be seeing either reacted Hellions or maybe some reacted mines from him.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye out to see what comes out first. Meanwhile, across the map, ReWhite is going for a Twilight Council opener. Nothing too crazy. It's what we've been seeing from a lot of these Protoss players tonight in the PVTs, so should be working on that blink pretty early on, as we are getting that add-on switch, and we're looking to see if Hellions or Widow Mines come out.
I was wondering just now how he's going to deal with this. How is he going to deal with this?
Yeah, we'll see. As the first adept gets across the map, Marine goes down. Ooh, but the CC finishes up just in time to save that SCV. But yeah, these Hellions are going to have quite a task ahead of them.
They're going to have to roasty toasty this adept on up. But we do see it's going to be mines coming out next. So a pretty similar build to what we saw Quanta do earlier in the night.
Yeah, very similar indeed. We do see Hellions to perk at the front door and mines to dip into the main. The Hellions dipping in for a little bit, but they will take a couple of hits here already, around half HP. They got to be careful not to take too many more hits from here on out. It's just going to be waiting for a moment here where ReWhite is distracted and the wall will no longer be a wall.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways that he can do this. I know I have seen players kind of blanket bomb the wall here with the mines to move the unit out of the way, but also might just straight up go for a mine drop. Yeah,
we'll see. Was it Gumiho or Bjorn? It was like a Korean Terran that we saw do that maybe a week or so ago. So I do look forward to seeing that, if that's going to be the case. Kaz, he's actually headed towards the natural wall. He's going for it.
That's exactly what he's going to be doing. As there we go, drops one in the wall, going to be dropping into that natural supply line as well.
Ooh.
Has one more mine tucked away too, so he might be able to drop that in the main.
He may be able to. Here we go. 3 probes already going down. The mine shots have all gone up. We do have that one going into the main base. Going to try and chase down those probes.
Yeah, really, really good reactions coming out from ReWhite. Loses 4 probes to 4 mines. Wow. Yeah.
Was 4 probes.
2 stalkers went down too as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not perfect.
Well, 1 stalker did go down. That was a part of that wall, if you recall, and yeah, I guess the other soaked a shot. So. Yeah, not a bad defense overall, though, from ReWhite. It could have been a lot worse. It was quite chaotic with, the Hellions and the Widow Mines trying to rush on in. But in the end, ReWhite is able to, not have too many losses.
Yeah, I mean, that feels relatively even to me between the 2 players. ReWhite going to be heading out across the map to get a little bit of counter damage of his own if he can. And we are going to be seeing, once again, Charge going to be on the way. Robotics Bay on the way as well.
Yeah, the Bay is already on the way here for ReWhite, and he's not going to be too aggressive overall. He has a couple of stalkers here just to keep an eye on what does move out, but yeah, ReWhite, he's just going for everything at once. The upgrades, the 3rd base, the tech. Oh,
Protoss puppy. That's how it goes.
Oh boy, exactly. And we'll see if Kaz can try and punish any of this. It's going to take a while here for his timing to really hit, and he does have that 3rd CC on the way, so he's not going to be going for any kind of 2 base all-in shenanigans.
Yeah, not going up to 5 racks or anything like that. That is something that has gone pretty heavily out of favor, but, always a possibility. But we do see he is going to be looking further into that macro game. I think he is going to be a little bit worried as well about all those stalkers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, going to be respecting that quite a bit here as we see ReWhite going into his own gateway explosion. We got 6 gates on the way. We have our Colossi extended thermal lands. By the time Extended Thermals is done, we should have 2 Colossus on his side of the map. And, unfortunately, Kaz is just going to be contained here for a little bit, forced to just allow ReWhite to do what he wants on his own side of the map.
Yeah, certainly. And ReWhite going to be trying to got those stalkers in position to be able to kite the units as they come across the map. Thermal lands finishing on up, so I think he should have everything he needs by the time this push comes, but it's a pretty hefty push. I mean, Cass has done a very good job with the macro. It's something we talked about before in his series with Cham. He is extremely crisp with his macro.
He really is, and I feel like a lot of this is going to come down to the Raven. We have to babysit it, make sure the Raven doesn't overextend here, but even though we're going to have some Colossi available for ReWhite, the Raven with full energy will be able to get a couple of disables off here, and that may be the moment, the opening that Kaz needs to snowball and try to break into the natural. Before that happens, though, he has to try and get past the logos, and ReWhite is here to stop him.
Yeah, ReWhite is meeting this very far up. He's going to force a siege extremely far away from his base. Castle's going to be pretty disappointed to see that this is not where the 3rd is going to be, but he can maybe push in to try to take down this low ground wall.
Yeah, or he could try and siege up here on the low ground and pick up and go into the main, but here we go. ReWhite is meeting up with this army. The army is unsieged.
Yeah, double matrix going to be going down on this army, so even trade between the 2 players, but if Cast can snipe out these Colossus, that'll be huge. 1 Colossus goes down. 2nd Colossus in a lot of danger. 2nd Colossus goes down too.
Oh my god, that was a great trade overall to get back the Colossi, but maybe I spoke too soon because 1 full medevac gets sniped in the retreat cause it cost him a lot to make those trades happen.
Yeah, it did, but ReWhite is getting maybe a little bit too aggressive here. I think Cast has enough to deal with this.
I think so as well. We have a lot of Marauders. We do have a lot of Marauders to defend. Ooh, 1 Widow Mine is going to go down a little bit prematurely here. The army is rocking and up, pushing forward. We do have energy on this Raven. He's pulling the boys.
He is pulling the boys. Thinks better of it. So happy with that decision. The force beds were pretty good for ReWhite as he does continue to put the pressure on. He's being very aggressive here.
He really is. I mean, he's got the detection. Oh, it looks like that Observer is going to get sniped by those Vikings, and Marauders are pushing on forward. And I don't know if we don't have enough Zealots here to buffer.
Yeah, I think ReWhite's getting a little over eager right now.
I think so as well. Zealots come in to reinforce. Oh, the Colossi pulls back just in time to survive against the onslaught of the Vikings. And it's gonna be forced back. And after all said and done, whew, we can kind of take a moment here to take stock and evaluate the players.
This doesn't look great for ReWhite. I mean, even on workers, he's had his tech reset quite a lot of times here, and pretty low on the gateway count as well. He's going to be getting his 4th up and running, but so is Cars. I mean, Cars has his 4th on the way. He should be able to get that within the next couple minutes, and I feel like he's got a pretty comfortable lead here.
He really does. He really does. A lot of that does come down to the fact that we've been losing our Colossi, but we're about to get our 3rd Colossus, and soon we should be starting Disruptor production, and I mean, that can change everything. On top of that, we also have a couple of Zealots hidden over here towards the southern portion of the map. So whenever a move out comes out from Cars, ReWhite is going to be ready to send those Zealots in.
Oh. All right. So we are going to be having a mine drop coming out from Cars here. That +2 on the way as well. So should be able to get 2-2 going around now. Looks like he is just going to be probably sitting back for a little while now and powering up.
Yeah, it should be. The drop is headed towards that 3rd base location. There is a pylon to scout. I'm not too sure if the drop was in range, though. It looks like it wasn't because there is no reaction. The mine is coming in and the boys are not being pulled. Up!
Oh, yeah, there's going to be big shots here. 11 probes going down.
Oh my god, in the natural as well. 19 in total, and that is going to be triggering ReWhite. He does go for that Zealot runway that he was setting up at the 3rd base location. Not too many SCVs are going to be going down. The army pushes forward. The Nova.
Oh, huge Nova there. And Kasi wasn't looking to take a very good fight. He still kind of is. I think he should still win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, he already takes out one of the Colossus, but the overcharge is going to be keeping the Colossi alive a little bit longer. Another Disruptor's coming in. Another Widowmine drop is coming out here, but it looks like ReWhite should have enough to defend if he connects with this Nova. Even without it, he pushes back the Terran.
He is going to be pushing him back, but he did lose a lot of workers there. But same for the Terran. Cast loses 21 SCVs while this was all going down. Oh, no.
Yeah, that Zealot run-by was brutal for Kaz, and ReWhite is able to bring himself back in this game. He is ahead in workers. He kept 2 Colossi alive. He basically, I think, reset the Viking count. I think 1 Viking survived the attack, and that Disruptor count, it's getting higher and higher. Oof.
We do see that Stalker going down. Pretty good amount of damage coming out from that Widow Mine. Does get that full scout as well. And ReWhite, once again, kind of being aggressive with not the best army here. He has, throughout this series, shown very aggressive posturing with his army. Kind of regardless of whether it's a good idea sometimes, but he has gotten into that pretty terrifying Disruptor count. 5 Disruptors here, going to be able to help zone out the army of Cars.
Oh, mate, not just zone out, but also connect with the Marauders. I think that was 2 to 3 Marauders going down to that 1 Nova. We still have 2 more Purification Novas in the chamber. It looks like ReWhite getting out positioned a little bit, though. Up! Oof.
Ooh, okay, decent splits, but it's attrition. Everything just going down bit by bit. Oh, and that was a brutal Nova here. I think ReWhite might have just done enough with those last few Novas.
I'm telling you, mate, this man can handle balls like no other. It's it's criminal what has been able to get done with this army, with this kind of composition, and Kaz once again gets forced back.
All right.
Stay with me, Asher. Stay with me. It's not over, Poppy. Not yet. Maybe. Oh no. I mean, these Novas aren't that bad. Like, they haven't really been able to get too much here. As Kaz is pushing out across the map, you know, he does slightly take an army lead here, actually, as well. Again, a little bit reminiscent of the previous series, as long as he doesn't take a massive Nova to the face.
They're not game-ending Novas, they're just very high value.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh my god, a little bit of friendly fire as well from ReWhite.
Yeah, definitely, but here we go. The Nova's going to be sent out again. A Marauder and a couple of Marines going to be going down here. He does have that Observer in the middle of the map. Looks like Cass was able to work that out. That's a very good feel for when he's being watched. He
Really,
knows.
he knows, Papi. He
The
knows.
anti-light.
Yeah, he's putting on a show, Papi. Let's go. But again, like Kaz's army supply is still very high. Like he can still take a fight, despite the fact that he's been taking these Novas to the face. Like his macro has once again been very impressive here, and as long as he's able to connect those EMPs, if he takes one good engagement, he can turn this on its head and do it. Oh.
Interesting image. As we do have those Novas being fired on out, the Colossus is going to be holding this position down as well. They are pretty battered and bruised, so they have to be careful. 6 Vikings going to make quick work of those.
Yeah, and there we go. One Colossus is going to be going down. The Novas are going off, though. They're forcing the army back. Are there enough Zealots on the ground? I don't think there are. There's too many Disruptors and not enough to support them.
Ooh, a couple more Marauders going to be going down. The Vikings have landed. They will be getting taken out for the most part, but with this, Cass is able to put some pressure on it. In the top right-hand side of the map, he has a very good amount of units. If he can micro this well, he should be able to overwhelm the forces here.
Yeah, there we go. So the fresh base of ReWhite is going to be going down, but the main army is going in favor of ReWhite. So chaos ensuing across the map here. ReWhite, though, can afford to lose a base. He had the economic advantage for a long time, but oh my god, he's losing a lot of workers.
Oh, yeah, a lot of these workers at this base are going to be going down. Base should be going down as well. Actually, we have a little bit of an attack coming out from ReWhite. He doesn't want to give this up without a fight, but he's got to be careful that he doesn't not only fight for the base, but also lose these units.
Yeah, exactly. The Nexus goes down as well as 10 workers. Kaz is still in this, by the way. He does have a standing army. He has to jump headed towards the main. Has to be careful not to commit, though, as ReWhite is waiting for him. The main army is pushing through, and if he catches these Disruptors off guard, he can turn this. He can take it. Up.
Oh, is he watching?
Who's watching? Who's not watching? The army. He's going into the match. Oh, my God. He's sending it, Poppy. He's going in.
Wild.
Oh,
I
my
think
God.
It actually work out pretty well. He's left some mines to cover his tracks, and he can just run on through, take out as many probes as he can.
Man, he's triggering a base trade right now. ReWhite is not turning around. We see the third base of Kaz is going to be going down, but his main army is getting surrounded. The Novas! No!
Ooh, just wasn't looking for a moment there. He was dealing with what was going on back at home, and now the SEVs begin to fall.
Oh, but the Disruptors is well. Yo, the EMP does connect. Novas are going off to try and cover their tracks. It looks like ReWhite is going to be able to zone away the army and get away with those Disruptors.
And a little bit more than zone, but Cass is not giving up with the fight. He's going to be dropping in this bottom left-hand corner of the map. It is so close between these two players as ReWhite desperately tries to get that top right-hand corner base up and running.
Really does, and at the end of the day, the Disruptors have been able to survive this chaotic moment here. Look at how many there are. It looked like there were a couple of moments where maybe Kaz was going to be able to catch them, but that is not meant to be. His army at the moment is scouring the map here towards the bottom left-hand corner of that map, but he is being caught out. He's being spotted.
Yeah, the Nova's trying to get some big shots going on down. Cass is going to have to run his way out of here. He does come across the Nexus in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, so he could put a bit of damage on that before he does leave. And actually, these Disruptors are not particularly well supported.
They're not, but on the right-hand side, the planetary goes down. Oh, nice target firing. 2 Disruptors do get focused down, but at the cost of a base for Kaz.
At what cost?
Oh god, the economic situation is still relatively close between our players, but ReWhite does have the overall higher base count. Oh, the armies are still quite close as well. Kaz looking for another drop here. He's going back in to try and snipe the Nexus.
Yeah, exactly, and he has pulled the army out of position with this attack to the north.
Yeah, mate. The Marauders are getting on top of these Stalkers at the same time towards the bottom left. Novas are going to be going off. There's a lot of ghosts here with this army, so Kaz has to be very careful.
Oh, big Novas to the north. Every time it feels like ReWhite's getting split thin and he's going to run out of power. These massive Novas connect for him and get him back into the game. And he's just been saved over and over again by the Novas in this one.
Yeah, the Disruptors, they've been the MVP the entire series. Game 1 and game number 2. Without them, I don't think that ReWhite would be able to hold a candle to this aggression of Kaz. Oh my god, he was ready and waiting for the double drop. He blinks on forward. He's going to be able to clean this up. Oof.
Yeah, there we go. With all of that cleaned up, there's just balls everywhere.
Mate,
And he's going to be able to push on through.
those are some visceral ghost screams, by the way. I don't know if you.
I don't have the sound on.
Oh,
I've
okay.
heard
Now,
him before. Trust me,
oh,
I can hear him.
yeah. Oh my god, as more Novas do connect here, Kaz fighting his heart out, but just keeps taking more and more balls to the face. He can't take any more, Pop. He's drowning, Pop. He's drowning. Someone save him.
He's bruised.
Ah.
You see a little bit of an engagement here from ReWhite. Going to keep sending out those Novas. It does feel like he has been by ever so small a margin the faster player out of these two. But Blink's on top of the mines there, so he's going to be punished pretty hard for that.
He is. At the same time, the Disruptor's trying to go into the natural base.
This.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of an overextension, or is it? Yeah, the reinforcements are coming out, and 4 Disruptors of ReWhite go down.
Yeah, that was very unnecessary.
Yeah, it really was. And now ReWhite also loses the base towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map as well. This is still very close.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was really badly overextended. Oh my goodness. What is he doing? That was insane. Kaz has balls of steel. He does not care. He dives straight on in there, and all this red health bio is going to be rewarded for its bravery.
It is, but it's a one-way trip because there are no medevacs. Everything is going to get cleaned up. He got, what, 5 Disruptor kills? It was crazy how many Disruptors he got. Is it going to be enough here? The army supplies are still neck and neck. Ugh.
Each one of those Bruce Willis Marines going to die a hero there as they're fighting, as they fight it out, bloodied and bruised. But Kaz pretty far ahead on the base count now and just continuing to harass. He is absolutely everywhere, playing out of his mind, trying to keep StarCom Academy in this one.
Yeah, he really is. And I think there's only 2 Disruptors remaining for ReWhite. He has to make them count. They are here with his army. Looks like ReWhite wants to try and... Yeah, he wants to try and force himself up into the natural, but he may just get surrounded.
Yeah, I feel like this is not the move. Maybe he doesn't know about the base to the far north.
Maybe he doesn't know. 1 Disruptor goes down. Had a decent Purification Nova, but his last Disruptor, it falls.
Yeah, last Disruptor goes down. The Zealot's not really able to get on top of the bio. He is just being pulled apart every which way here, but the bio of Kaz is starting to go down now, and if ReWhite is able to get himself into the main, get on top of the production, he still does have a win condition here.
Yeah, Kaz hasn't been able to rebuild his Ghost. It's just Marine Marauder. That's all he has left, and here we go. We blink into the main base. It looks like ReWhite has finally done it. He's been trying to do this for the past 5 or so minutes. Break the production, get on top of it, and camp it. It looks like he's finally done it.
Yeah, that he has, and as long as he can take out these Marauders before they get too much damage done, I think this might be the beginning of the end here for Kaz. I mean, does he have any army on the map at all? It's got to be somewhere. There's a few medevacs here, a bit more army from the south here, as we do have a Nova, unfortunately out of position, going to be taken out here.
Yeah, another Disruptor goes down, but again, ReWhite is trading so efficiently in the main base. 3 Marauders are coming in from the low ground with the support of those medevacs. I mean, there are only 3 Stalkers left. The reinforcements are coming out. I mean, can he hold? Can he clean this up?
Yeah, I mean, I think he might almost be doing it. We have the mine coming back as well. These Marauders and the mines getting a lot of damage. The Zealots have been shaved off. I think he's finally cleaned this up. And
my God,
does he have any economy to speak of back at home?
He doesn't. He has Widowmines camping his fresh base, so he just can't mine efficiently at all. Meanwhile, as you were saying, Kaz has top right, and it feels as if ReWhite was just unaware. So even though he was camping the production, Kaz, he could just keep producing and keep producing. And now, Kaz, he's kind of in a good position. He's kind of looking good.
Yeah, Kaz out mining ReWhite, and yeah, I really don't think ReWhite knows about that top right-hand base, because he could just go to it now, and he could probably take it out, but he's not doing so.
It's going to be close. I think it's a planetary, so he has to be careful. Meanwhile, there is a Widowmine here in the middle of the map. Oh my God, yeah, it has been spotted, though. It is going to go down. Whew.
Yeah, if that took out the Disruptor.
Jeez. Oh my God. It looks like the Widowmine at that fresh mining base, it looks like it has finally been cleaned up as well, as ReWhite did head in that direction. And yeah, now we're in a really awkward situation. Kaz has the army supply lead. He's got the Marauders. He's got the Widowmines as well. ReWhite think he's realized the mistakes that he's been making for. He wants to commit once again into the natural. He keeps going for it.
Not it.
Yeah, it's really not. Oh my god, Nova's gonna go off! Oh!
Oh, massive Nova. Well, the Observer had a bit of fun with this one, but no, there's definitely not enough here to make this work.
It really is not. ReWhite, he keeps going for the throat, but he doesn't realize that this is not the throat. He's on the wrong end, Papi. He's got his anatomy all wrong, and sure, he's in the main, but he is stuck here in the main with Kaz. GG gets called. Kaz brings it back and puts a point on the board for Team StarCom.
Oh. Wow, crazy game there, and it's all going to come down to the ZVZ. Is Cham going to be able to take a game off Wayne to get Starlight Twinkle to the next round?
Yeah, I can. ReWhite, you know, just going for the throat, just going rabid there. Little did he know that that was not the neck, that was actually the ankle of Kaz. He's just, what are you doing? Get off me. I'm sure ReWhite's going to be watching that replay and kicking himself for not realizing that there was a full mining base in the top right-hand corner of the map that was left completely untouched. Ugh.
The ankle, huh?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Nothing at all.
Oh. Well, with that, we have one final series before us, mate. We have Wayne versus Cham.
Maybe one final series.
Oh, true. Could go all the way to the ace, mate. Could go all the way.
Good.
There you go, mate. There you go. It is going to be Wayne versus Cham. Wayne, of course, the ace player of Team StarCom, but Cham is really solidifying himself as one of the big names in the Americas region. He's done so well for himself recently, especially in WTL. Cham is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he's looked insane. Pretty much every time I've casted him, he's been kind of just dunking on someone that I thought he wasn't supposed to beat. Mm-hmm. So I definitely have high hopes for him.
I do as well. Personally. Like, I may, I don't know if I want to say he's the favorite because Wayne's so good, right? Like, this should be a back and forth series. This should be a 1-1, and yeah, we'll see how this all goes here in the end. I believe Team StarCom need more than a 1-1 though. That's the problem. Because of how the first series went, Wayne needs to win this 2-0 to force the ace match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to have to clutch it out. So it's going to be interesting to see what strategy he approaches this with. I do know that he can be a little bit cheesy sometimes in ZVZ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can be very wild. He can be very aggressive here. The pressure is on Wayne. And to be fair, he is the ace player for a reason. If anyone can 2-0 Cham in Team StarCom, it is going to be Wayne. Oh, and game one is going to be taking place here on Babylon. Cham has a very unique approach here to ZVZ as well. He can be quite aggressive himself. So, yeah, this could be a relatively short best of two, to be honest. I'd be shocked if we kind of settle down here and get into Roach versus, like, into the mid game of Roach versus Roach, or into the late game of Lurker versus Lurker. Personally, I don't think that's where we're going, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like Cham doesn't necessarily want to end it super early. It just kind of happens sometimes.
Sometimes he just wins. He just does it somehow. It's crazy, Bobby. It's crazy. You're not wrong. It does happen from time to time here. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a spicy one. I know, Asher. I know. I can hear already. You're like, ZVZ, shaking your head, you know.
No, it's all right. I mean, these are two players that can make it a bit more interesting.
Exactly. Look, there's some beauty to be had in ZVZ, okay? Look, if I can weather through a bunch of TVTs, you can sit through some ZVZs, all right? We can, it's okay. Look,
Hey, the TVTs have been bangers. You can't use that.
they've all been bangers, mate. They've all been, including the ZVZs, Poppy. Aye, aye,
True, it's true.
aye. Oh my god. But yeah, we'll see kind of how this all turns out in the end. Do you want some predictions in the chat?
Oh,
Core.
oh I think Cham 2-0.
Oh my god.
Let's
Mate,
go.
you just want to get to sleep.
I do. The champion.
El champion, papi. El chupacabra. Let's go. Let's go. I would love a 2-0. I predict a 1-1, which again, STARCOM needs more than just a 1-1, but I feel like that's where we're headed here. I think we're going to have an even one. But if you're in the chat, let us know. What do you think is going to be the outcome of this best of 2 ZVZ?
Maybe it's a 2-0 2-12 pools.
Oh my god. That'd be crazy. As we are getting into this, and in the top left-hand corner, we have the crazy Zerg player representing Team STARCOM, the ace player. It is Wayne.
All right, and in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the champion himself, representing Starlight Twinkle. This is Cham.
Oh, let's go, Poppy. Let's go. We are getting into this, and oh, yeah, we'll see how this all ends. For the time being, we are droning on up, nothing too crazy, because we need time to shout out the sponsors. Do you? We have, what's it called again? Hypergriff, Rio de Janeiro, TGI Fridays, Trio, and All Mate Ted. Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah, shout out to the sponsors, but I don't want to dwell on that for too long, as we do have a little bit of a difference in the openings already. Cham going to be going hatch first, Wayne pool first. Not a super aggressive pool first. I don't believe this is a 12 or anything like that, but definitely going to be, I say, looking to be the one on the front foot, but in CBZ, this is more of a defensive thing, isn't it?
Yes. Regular pool firsts are very defensive. They are purposed to defend against earlier pools, like a 12 pool or a 13-12 or a 14 pool even. But Wayne is committing here. With this pool first, we have 6 lings on the way, which means he is going to be looking to go across the map and to try and catch up in the economy and try and pick off a couple of drones.
He's skill checking him.
Yeah, and depending on what server they're playing on, you know, it could be a bit of a rough one for Cham as the 6 lings are rushing across. Now, this is all scouted by Cham. He's fully aware of what is coming his way. And as you mentioned, it is going to be on Cham to be able to drone drill and make sure he saves not just his drones, but also his queens as they pop out.
Yeah, so there we go. The link's going to be rocking on up at the natural here. How is the reaction going to be for Cham? Cham actually throwing down a Baling Nest. And unfortunately for him, as a result of this attack, that's going to get scouted, I think.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, right now the lings are stuck between the bases here. We do see some ling on ling action, but Wayne, his kind of focus and attention is at the natural. He's not going in for the scout. Cham actually delayed his ling speed for a faster Baling Nest.
Yeah, wow. So Cham going to be denying the scout. Yeah. Really good trades there. Fantastic micro from Cham, actually. I didn't think he lost a ling.
Oh my god. Didn't lose any drones, didn't lose any lings. Cham is going to be able to hold on to that overall drone advantage. With that advantage, he's going for his tech. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he canceled the Baling Nest. He was afraid that maybe he was going to get all in, but now he recognizes that he won't, so he goes for a faster lair.
Hey, very interesting.
Look at him go. So, yeah, after recognizing that he's not going to get link flooded, we don't need a Baling Nest at this stage of the game. We are skipping link speed entirely. We have +1 range on the way, and that lair. We'll keep an eye on the gases to see if he goes into 2-base Spire, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for 2-base Roaches, but he doesn't have a Roach one yet, but there we go. He throws it down now.
Yeah, I was wondering how he was going to go Roaches without that Roach one.
Well, how you know?
I thought he might be able to do it.
There you go, mate. There you go. Meanwhile, Wayne is setting up for a carapace timing. Even you should be aware of this. We've seen this quite a lot. You know, Ling Roach with +1 carapace. It is very trendy in current meta, and it looks like that is the setup that Wayne is headed towards.
Yeah, definitely. So it does have a bit of an all-in timing coming up beyond this, but I think Cham's going to be in a decent spot to be able to hold it. Ling's going to be kicking in for Wayne, so these Lings of Cham going to be going down, but he does try to drag them up to the north to at least buy himself a little bit of time.
Yeah, the roaches are on the way, but they're not done yet. Thankfully, we have a full wall here at the natural, but the third base of Cham is quite exposed. So Wayne is going to be looking to try and get a cancel on it as he does test the wall. Ooh, actually doesn't concern himself with the third. He's going to try and push his way through that queen.
Yeah, Cham kind of in two minds as to whether to re-wall this. He is going to, but yeah, it does lose the queen.
Not a bad pickoff here for Wayne, losing three lings for a queen. Very nice damage overall, especially because the longevity of these lings is, kind of running out as the game goes on. As I say that, he's still going for that all-in though. Wayne does cut drones here at 44. He's making nothing but roach ling here. Some lings do get spotted by this overseer, but I don't believe Cham has seen the entire cluster of them.
Yeah, the queen's going to be stopping him from getting the full scout there. He does see the building lair, at least, I believe.
He does put the lair timing. Roach speed is already on the way for Cham. Lings are going for a counterattack, and they're getting surrounded on this third base, but the roaches are in position. The third is perfectly fine.
Yeah, plenty of units here for Cham, so he should be fine to push this back. But with that, Wayne is starting to pump these roaches out, and he might be wanting to kind of get these roaches out in the open and then trap them with the lings and finish them off with the roaches of his own. So I'm a little bit worried for Cham making this move out here.
Yeah, it's very risky. It looks like maybe some of his reinforcements may get picked off. No, Wayne turns around. He recognizes that his third base is under threat. +1 range is already done here for Cham, but he does spot and does recognize that +1 carry pace is done as well. He has to make sure his positioning is good and doesn't get surrounded as the Lings of Wayne go for a counterattack.
Ooh, yeah, I don't like this for Cham at all, but there we go. He's going to be plugging up the natural, dealing pretty well with those links. Not really going to be breaking through here at the third, but he's just going to be trading out as that third of his own is in a little bit of trouble. These links wrapping on back, so needs to be really careful he doesn't overcommit to this fight.
He does have to be careful. I think overall this may just be better for Cham. I don't think these lings did enough damage. Oh, some of them get caught out here as well. A little bit of mispathing. But I'm pretty sure Wayne wanted to try and catch with his Cham with his pants down and like slip into the natural or maybe pick off the third. But the lings didn't really do much of anything. Cham had great defense back at home. Wasn't able to break the third of Wayne, sure. But his overall roach count is looking quite high. And he's going for a 2-1 timing off of this.
Yeah, Cham is opening himself up for a pretty big timing here where his 2-1's going to be very far ahead of anything that Wayne can have in response. And looks like he is still looking to put on a bit of pressure with his +1 attack timing.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be careful not to be caught out of position, especially with all these links for Wayne. Wayne is going to be looking for a surround, actually sending his links across the map to try and counterattack that third base once again. Does Cham have enough roaches there in position? It looks like he does. He is surviving. He's going to be bleeding out some of these roaches here, but again, he just needs to buy his time for his upgrades.
Oh, but the Lings are going to be sandwiching him in here. The roaches come from the back to try to save those units, but Wayne, he smells blood. He's jumping straight on top, throwing down those biles as well to cut off the retreat. And Cham going to be walking through quite a few of those biles. I think Cham's just being overwhelmed here. That might just be it. Wayne is crushing the fight on the front.
Yeah, mate, you notice the drone count. GG gets called. Cham droned up a little bit too much. 10 workers on his opponent. He had his third base being saturated when he needed more roaches. Oh.
GG, and with that, StarCom are 1 win away from getting themselves that ace match.
Uno mas, that is all they need. And in ZVZ, again, droning is always a very scary thing to do. You need to try and be on top of your scouting to try and figure out if your opponent is saturating their third or not. It's difficult though, especially in Cham's position, because he didn't have link speed. Typically, you send out a couple of links here and there to try to get eyes on that saturation on that base. Instead, Cham relying a lot more on overseers, and yeah, it was kind of difficult to get there in the end, just droning up too much. And GG, Wayne, he got him. Took game one.
Yeah, there we go. Takes down game 1, and now we have a real tense final game here. It's going to be on altitude.
Oh my god.
Interesting, huh?
Are you feeling mutas?
No, but now that you mention it.
This is an interesting pick here from Cham. It looks like I want to say he feels confident in a longer game, but I think we've seen Cham open up two base lair on altitude before.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Ah,
Did he win that one? I can't remember.
I can't. Mate, we've casted so much. I can't quite remember either, but yeah, this is a very interesting map pick. I do think that Wayne, this is a sus map pick, and I feel like he's got to be thinking about mutas, and I'm sure he's thinking about a response if that is to be the case. Of course, it is still difficult to confirm the overall build and opener here in ZVZ. It isn't just, you see two bases, you see a lair, and you know what's happening. So you got to be careful not to be kind of bamboozled and for it to be like, I don't know, like a Roach Nidus all in or something like that instead.
12 full drone pool.
Let's go, Poppy. Let's go.
I want it.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see if we get it, as this could be potentially the final game here. If Wayne wins this, it goes to the ace match. If Cham wins this, then Starlight Twinkle will be moving on in the bracket to face Berserker Esports in the next round.
Yeah, okay. I feel like, yeah, definitely going to be wanting to go through to face Berserker instead of staying back to face Abydos. But here we go. We are going to be jumping straight on into things. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner for StarCom, it is Wayne.
That's a 12 pool, by the way. And in the top right hand corner, we have Cham representing Team SLT. And you were onto something, mate. You understand the mind of the Zerg. Big map, 12 pool. That's just the logic, mate.
All the boys.
I don't know about that one, but oh god. Regardless, Wayne is going for a very aggressive opener here, and Cham is going for a hatch first, which I think should be fine here, especially on altitude. He will have plenty of time to respond. I wonder though if Wayne is going to try and hide his lings from these overlords
and his drones.
You really want it, Poppy. You want it. It's not going to happen. Smooch. You got half of what you wanted there. Half of it.
Off the drones?
Oh my god, but here we go. The Overlord, it does go across the map to scout. Doesn't see the links, but does see all of the lovely and beautiful sponsors here. The waifus, the TED Talks, the doyus, everything that you want and need here. But yeah, this is... TED is evolving. As the links reveal themselves to the second Overlord, and they are headed towards the natural.
Yeah, there we go. So it's time to put the pressure on that hatchery. Very quick drone pull coming out from Cham. So extremely crisp response here.
Yeah, and now the dance will begin here. Cham, he's trying to fake out those lings, but they do a lot of damage already to that hatchery. Cham has to be very careful to minimize his losses. He will lose one drone.
Yeah, one drone going down already. He didn't really pull that many drones here. So he is trying to do things a little bit on the... riskier side here.
Yeah, a little bit greedy with his response. Here we go. A couple more drones are going to be focused down, though. This will be cleaned up, but not before 3-4 drones get picked off. Oof.
Okay, pretty good damage there for Wayne, and they are going to be even on the drone count.
Yeah, exactly. 4 drones is definitely good here for Wayne. Meanwhile, it looks like Cham is going all in behind this. He is going to be banking up lings back at home and going for a flood. It's going to be on Wayne to wall off on 2 bases as quickly as possible.
Yeah, okay. He's going to be powering on up, and what's the way for Wayne to find this? I guess he needs to send some kind of link scout, but
Yeah.
Cham actually going to be clearing out the Overlord vision as well.
That's the scary thing, right? This Overlord is forced out of position. It's still alive, at least. To be fair, it's still out there. And there we go. Wayne is sending out some scouting links to try and figure out what is going on. But Cham is about to reveal himself. He's about to expose himself. No, he's actually going to try and hide his lings a little bit longer here. And here we go. He's pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I feel like that got spotted too early.
It's possible, especially because this altitude, it takes a long time to go across the map. Here we go. We do go for a full wall off. Cham is going to try and power his way through this regardless. We'll see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, Link Spear kicking in by seeing a very early rewall coming out from Wayne, so he's taking this very seriously.
Yeah, Cham is all in with this, and it looks like some of these buildings are going to go down. We should be seeing some cancels from Wayne. I should be seeing a second cancel as well. Lings are coming out, and it looks like Wayne has held.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay.
Oof.
Oh. He's not looking.
Yeah. And there it is. The Ling flood from Cham hasn't quite worked out. He's droning behind this. He's going to try and recover from his losses, but he's in a really rough position. All these Lings could have been drones. We could have seen a faster third base. Thankfully, though, at least Wayne was forced to cancel his Roach Warren, so he has to rebuild it. So it's not like he has any kind of major tech advantage either.
He does a +1 on the way, though. He has that Bane. He has that Baneley Nest and the Roach Warren on the way, too.
Yeah, exactly. It is all on the way. Cham hasn't thrown down a tech structure yet. Just pure Ling and pure drone is all Cham has to work with, and that's all he can afford to work with right now. Can't afford to throw down any tech, and yeah, as a result, it's going to be a little bit difficult. We'll see if he can get away with it, as Wayne is getting ready for his own Ling flood, actually. Oh my god.
Okay, just going to throw it right back at him.
Yeah, here we go. The Lings are coming on now. This is being spotted by Cham, and he needs to react. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a Bailey Nest back at home.
Yeah, pretty late reaction coming out from Cham, and yeah, back at home, instantly throws down that Bane Nest, but might be too little too late here.
Yeah, especially with +1 melee behind this. Like, Cham is in a lot of trouble. He's going to be able to slow this down a little bit. He does at least spot the third base behind this. But we need the Queens to come to the front lines. We don't have a Spine Crawler either. It's just pure Ling against Ling Bane.
Yeah, no wall, no spine, nothing like that. And he's going to try to take down some of these Banelings before they can morph in. He does actually take out 3, so pretty nicely done there.
Very nicely done in the end, but 2 Banelings will complete, and now Cham has been zoned away from that army. He's going for a big counter attack. Can he wall off? Oh my god!
He can, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and big connections from the Banelings. GG is called, Wayne has tied things up, and we have ourselves an ace match.
Oh my god, are we getting some deja vu, mate? We are going all the way to the ace match. Wayne able to outdo Cham in the end. Cham just taking a little bit too much damage from that 12 pull, forced himself into a mass Ling kind of flood behind it. Wayne did a good job at scouting it with his own spotter Lings. He was able to wall off in time and did well for himself.
Yeah, really well done. Wayne was all over that defense, very quick to get the wall off, very quick to get the backup wall off as well, and didn't fall from the tricks of Cham backing off and trying to dive back in with catching him not looking.
True. Wayne, see, the thing is, Asher, you know, how do you avoid? Just make sure you're looking. You know, just make sure you're always looking, Papi, and that's exactly what he did in the end. And now we have the ace match. Now we have to decide who we send out. Team STARCOM, I think it's obvious. I think Wayne comes out for Team STARCOM. Starlight Twinkle, on altitude of all maps. Do we send out Spirit?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, all right.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, Spirit or Cham, that's the thing. And I guess after Cham getting 2-0'd here, especially if he's a little bit upset, especially if he's smudging a little bit, it may be the wiser choice to send out Spirit. But I doubt that this is the map that he wants to be playing on against Wayne. Or maybe he does. I don't know. Spirit, he's a little bit weird. He's a little bit odd when it comes to TVZs, you know?
Thought you meant just in general.
I mean, the author, you know, he's a weird one sometimes. He
Takes
plays Terran.
takes all kinds.
Yeah. You know, mate, if you're playing Terran, there's something wrong. Oh god. So are you locking in Spirit? You locking him in?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna believe in the cope and say that Cham's coming out again.
That's
He
some
wants his
heavy
revenge.
cope.
Yeah. The cope puppy. Here we go. Who's it gonna be from Starlight Twinkle? The players just deliberating amongst themselves, trying to figure out how they want to approach this, who they want to send out, who has the best chance to bring down Wayne.
What about someone they didn't send out?
Oh, Hyperion.
What about Jolly Well Loved? I haven't seen him in a bit.
Yeah, Jollywa loves. You know, he's not a bad player either. You know, they've
Yeah.
got some pretty strong Protoss players in their lineup. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Could definitely send them out, but oh boy, I don't know, man. I feel like it's gonna be a foreigner. And here we go. The teams have decided it's gonna be Wayne versus Spirit once again.
There we go. The rematch of the best of 4. It's going to end on an even number now. I don't know if I'm happy about that.
That's the thing, you know, here in WTL, currently Wayne is up 2-1 between Wayne and Spirit. But Spirit now has the chance to fight back here and tie it up 2-2 with their personal score. God, this is gonna be crazy though. Again, Altitude considered to be more of a Zerg favored map, but because Spirit is so greedy in his approach, maybe he can kind of turn this into his own advantage. I don't know. Like Spirit, again, he just has such a different mindset and approach to TVZ. He has no fear, I feel. No fear.
Yeah, he doesn't mind going to a bit of a later game, even on a big map like this.
It's one of those things. He has no fear, but should he? Should he be afraid? I don't know, Buffy. I don't know.
I mean, what options do you have? It's a Zerg world.
Oh, if only. Well, Wayne did eat Cham, and now he's still hungry. He's not done. He wants Spirit inside him. Oh,
He wants some Terran.
he wants some. Yeah, he wants some of that Terran action, mate, and we'll see if he, you know, maybe. God, my brain. He bites off more than he can chew. There you go. I got there.
Nice.
I got there. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking like he chews off more than he can bite or something. I don't know.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We got that.
He chews his bite up more. Oh.
Oh no.
It's getting to that point, Poppy. It's getting to that point. The brain is failing.
Here we go. We are going to be starting it off as in the bottom left-hand corner of the map for StarCom. This is Wayne.
And so right-hand corner in Altitude representing Team Starlight Twinkle, it is Spirit. Oh. The matchup that we've all been waiting for. The rematch from the qualifiers. For those who were not there a couple of days ago, Wayne did take it. They had a pseudo best of 3, and Wayne did win 2-1 against Spirit. And that is the story of how Team StarCom qualified for Code A. And now they face off once again. And oh my god, we see a pool first coming out from Wayne.
Okay, very interesting. That's honestly a pretty odd move on such a big map. Maybe he was expecting Spirit to be proxying.
He thinks that Spirit's a Zerg. He's like, you know, I 12 pulled on Altitude. So he should proxy, right? So, as you're saying, a little bit afraid, a little bit concerned as we look at the view here at the beautiful landscape that is Altitude. I don't know why we were looking there. There was nothing beautiful about it. But you know what? You know, sometimes it's important to appreciate the map, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least it looks nice.
yeah. You know what bothers me about this map? The fact that
Do
there's
you want to know what bothers me about this map?
aesthetically.
Okay.
God damn it. The fact that it's altitude. We're like on Mount Everest right now. We're like peaking, you know? We're like
Yeah.
closest place
It's
on the
going
planet
off. Yeah.
to the moon, you know? Yeah, yeah. We're on the tip. There's snow. It is snowing. There is ice. But why is the water still liquid in the middle of the map, you know? That bothers me.
It's not water.
Oh, it's like gelatin. Is it sticky?
It's
What is it?
I don't know.
Uh
Maybe it's like ice cream.
ice cream. Oh, like a slurry, like a 7-Eleven
What did you just
Slurpee.
call me?
But yeah, I feel like I feel like the lake should be frozen over. All right,
Okay.
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know,
I'll let them know.
like what's happening? I'm getting
Yeah,
conflicting.
what's
like,
going on? Well,
yeah,
there's green, so it's kind of like it's thawed out in the middle.
I'm getting like the stimuli to my brain. It doesn't make any sense. I'm getting
Did it
snow
help
and
her?
ice. No, but this isn't helping. All right, this is like the chrome missing an ice and chrome. It's like the wooden bridges on Romanticide.
So what now?
Never mind. As Wayne from here, actually, I have to go for a pretty fast Roach Warren.
Yeah, he's one of these thugs.
No.
Kill the Reaper, make the rich warren.
Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. The Reaper has been dealt with. This is around a 320 Roach Warren timing here for Wayne. Very fast. And Spirit is going to have a hard time keeping an eye on this. You know, he does go for a 3cc opener overall. But the Roaches are already on the way.
La cucaracha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's going to come down to a bit of a cheesy build here, but Spirit is going for a 3cc Banshee. He's going to have Banshees ready for this as it comes out.
Yeah, because of these Banshees, the Roaches aren't going to end the game, but they could still cripple the economy of Spirit, especially if he's in the middle of moving out with his Banshee, and especially if these Hellions don't catch wind of this. 2 Hellions are moving out, but the pathing, it looks like the Hellions are going to be missing the Roaches as they move out. Oh.
There we go. Does spot a few of them now, and Spirit should be on emergency watch now, just throwing down bunker as fast as he can. I kind of doubt this is going to get up, but at least he can try. And yeah, there we go. The SCV going to be nibbled on it, taken out, and we do have that Banshee here, so it's just going to be about buying time, saving as many SCVs as he can.
Yeah, here we go. The boys are being pulled. They're being evacuated into the main base. Only 3 SCVs go down, and now the Roaches are trying to power their way through these Hellions. They eventually will, but because we're on altitude, because the rush distance is so long, it takes so long for these Roaches to reinforce.
Oh, and nicely done. He does manage to get that wall up, and he's got a Marauder out as well, so this has been a very solid hold. I feel like we've seen this a lot of times recently. Spirit's holds of these Roach builds are very, very clean.
Exactly. They're the reasoning why we expect he goes for these greedier openers, because he knows he can defend and only loses 5 SCVs. Sure, we had a lot of lost mine time, but it was a 3cc opener. That is perfectly fine here. Spirit has control of his side of the map, and now he's got them Banshees out.
Yeah, there we go. So with that, Wayne is going to be a little bit behind now.
He really is. Here we go. 2 Banshees are zooming across the map. We have Cloak already researched as well. It's going to be on Wayne to try to keep up and minimize his losses. The Queens are rotating between the bases. Spores are already in position. But the Banshees, they go for the Queens. They catch a couple of transferring workers first, but that Queen is getting quite low. There's not enough energy for transfuse.
Yeah, good little bits of harassment coming out, but the Overseer is ready.
Ooh. Oh my god, that Queen getting so low will survive in the end, but the Banshees rotate on over towards the 3rd base instead, forcing 0 mining here at the Gas Geyser. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Hellions are coming in.
Yeah, the Hellions are dipping in. Very nice work from Wayne there to
Oh,
get those Evo blocks off, but they will
oh,
be driving into the path of the Banshee. Looks like the Banshee's going to be getting out. Not a huge amount of damage. Oh, they're
oh,
lining up now.
oh no, they're lining up and 10
Ooh.
drones are gonna go down.
Yeah, good damage for Spirit now, and now he has a huge worker lead, and that might be all he needs here. We do see him immediately throwing bunkers down. He realizes that all he has to do now is just hold on.
Exactly. He has poked the bear. He's expecting a massive all-in counterattack from Wayne, and he is guessing correctly. Wayne stopping droning here at 57. He's making nothing but roaches, ravagers, and lings.
Yeah, there we go. Doesn't even really have upgrades. Just going to be trying to make something happen right here, right now. There we go. +1 armor going to be on the way at least.
Yeah, we'll see if that helps out here. We'll see if we even wait for that, as Wayne, a little bit of indecision. He made a massive army, but now he's going to be droning up behind it, so he's a little bit of two minds. Maybe not really. Yeah, here we go. A second Evo chamber, another Baleen nest, more drones as well. Wayne doesn't expect the game to end anytime soon. He is getting ready for the later stages.
Yeah, there we go. But as a result, going to be pretty far behind.
Exactly. He really will be. The onus was on Wayne to deal some counter damage, and he didn't do any. Really, he did more damage to himself more than anything, and now Spirit can be active with these drops. He's clearing out more vision. Oh, and he may even force a cancel on this 5th.
Yeah, nice drop play coming out from Spirit. There we go. The cancel will go down on that 4th.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Banshees rock up here at the fresh 4th, and there was no Spore ready. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Spirit's starting to pull him apart right now.
Oh my god, he really is. Meanwhile, Spirit, he was looking. The biles will not connect on his drop. Meanwhile, both Banshees actually survive. They will back off, and they will be able to regather their energy here over towards the center of the map. Overlord's getting picked off. Liberator rocking up as well. Spirit is all over this.
Yeah, Spirit doing a lot with this lead that he has here, and putting Wayne into a bit of a difficult situation. It looks like with everything that he sent in, he did get a bit of a scout of the army and finds it lacking.
Yeah, finds it wanting. A lot of lings are going to be going down. Baneling speed is still on the way. We have a Liberator in the main, Liberator in the third base. The Bio Army tries to push on forward as well, trading incredibly efficiently.
Ooh, the multitask from Spirit, my goodness.
The Queen's attacking the gas guys. Oh no. Oh god, it wasn't quite hitting the Liberator. It probably could have killed Liberator, to be honest, if it had been attacking. And here we go, Spirit pushing in across the map. This hatchery left completely exposed. Lings are coming in to support, but Lings on their own, what are they going to do?
Yeah, Spirit does not care. He focuses down that hatchery, picks everything up, gets on out of there. The Banshee's going to be putting some pressure on the other base over here, but just a relentless, non-stop pressure coming out from Spirit, and finds himself with a pretty massive lead now.
Exactly. You know, Wayne, he found himself in this position. His Roach push really didn't do much at all. He left himself vulnerable, and now he pays the price for it. Just really struggling to get his economy going. You know, his upgrades are slowly kicking in, and now we finally see a couple of Banelings on the way. He can still take some good fights, but it is going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, absolutely is. There we go. He's going to be sending out this triple drop here. Definitely has to be a bit careful that he doesn't lose too much supply all at once. He does have his 2-2 timing coming up pretty soon now.
He really does. Meanwhile, again, more lings are being shaved off here. The biles are dodged just barely in time on the right-hand side as well. Like, this is just not a cost-efficient army. These roaches are really not paying for themselves for Wayne, and he is being pulled apart as we have triple drop into the main base. Well, thankfully, this time Wayne is in position.
Yeah, the drop will be deflected, but back at home, Spirit's been powering up, getting plenty of tanks, and with 2-2 finishing up now, I think he can start to look for a push. He is approaching max out as well.
Yeah, exactly. And this push is going to be insane right now. Even here, just these trades are so good. Other biles will be connecting with one of the medevacs. Oh, one Baneling does connect as well, but one Baneling is not going to be enough. The upgrades are just too far in favor of Spirit. But the Hive is done. Vipers are on the way. Like, Wayne's army is slowly getting a little bit more technical. Like, it's slowly just being refined.
Yeah, I mean, Vipers could definitely save the day for him here, especially if all the tanks come across the map for Spirit. But it looks like Spirit actually just looking to play this out pretty simply, pretty calmly. in a more economic way and just throwing down a whole
Oh,
bunch of CCs right now and canceling
uh,
every base of Wayne right now. Wayne only on 4 bases now.
exactly. Like he just can't get these hatcheries up and running. He's desperately been trying to ever since like the 7-minute mark. He's been trying to get these hatcheries up, but they keep dying. They keep being canceled. Like he just cannot really get a handle on his own economy. And that is going to be hurting him here. Sure, he has an Ultra Cavern on the way, but I don't really think Wayne can really afford many at all once it's done.
It does throw a spanner in the works for sure, but I mean, Spirit, he's got these extra CCs, he's got Ghost Academy on the way. He is going for his big push right now. And he's going to coincide with the 2-2 of Wayne.
Really is, and there's no creep here to speak of. We do see the Vipers coming in. They do get some decent blinding clouds on these tanks.
Oh no, he bioed his own Vipers.
Oh my god, maybe those bio his own Vipers is not enough Fling Bane either. The bio army just stims on forward. He focuses down the Vipers.
Oh, only one Viper remains. The tanks still stand strong for the most part. And with that counter pressure going on, Spirit going to be taking this one down. GG, Starlight Twinkle gets their revenge in the ace match.
Oh, GG, well played, mate. Terran players are coping being afraid of altitude. Kappa. As Wayne, to be fair, does open up aggressively here. It kind of fell in its face. Spirit's defense against the Roaches was insane, despite the fact that, honestly, he didn't really get to scout it until it was, again, on his side of the map. So, very impressive reactions from Spirit as he takes the game, he takes the series, and Starlight Twinkle is going to be moving on to the next round.
GG, just like that, Starlight Twinkle will be going on to face Berserker Esports, and looks like for their punishment there, STARCOM going to be dropping down to face Abydos, and probably an Abydos with Cure this time as well.
Yeah, I'm really concerned for both Platinum Heroes and Team STARCOM down there. They're going up against some very strong teams, favorite teams that should never have been down there in the lower bracket, but both Mystery Gaming and Abydos should be feeling their A team. We're talking Cure, we're talking SOS, we're talking Classic. Everyone should be coming out for those matches, and it's going to get crazy.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We are really getting into the business end of things here as these teams are scrapping it out to try to get into Code S.
Oh, they really are, and these are the matches for tomorrow. Platinum Heroes versus Mystery Gaming and Team Abydos versus Team STARCOM elimination matches. Where tomorrow we're going to be finding out who are going to be the first teams to be eliminated from WTL Code A. It's going to be a little bit sad. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate. We're going to be having to say goodbye to some of these players and teams. It's brutal, but it's the way of things. You know, it is a competition at the end of the day, and we can't accept everyone into Code S.
Yeah, it's exciting too.
True.
Should be some high stakes games, really.
Very high stakes, very high stakes. So with that, hope everyone enjoyed themselves here tonight. We had a banger of a series, some great games, some interesting moments between the casters, and we had some great cameos from the lovely Rufio as well. Look at him go, just snuggling up here in the lap. Beautiful.
Good boy.
So I hope everyone had a great time. Thank you so much, Asher, for joining me as well. I know that these casts get really late into the night. It is 3 a.m. here in Australia. Very late indeed. And of course, we're going to be going straight to bed after this. So yeah, everyone, thank Asher here. You know, he, unlike some other people, you know, Asher must wake up in the early hours of the morning, you know, for his regular job. And I'm always very thankful when he's able to find some time to cast some StarCraft with me. Thank you.
Yeah, I was glad to do a bit of casting here and there. Good fun.
Yeah. And with that, Asher, you know, where can people find not just you and not just Rufus, but the Rufus emotes? Where can they find you?
Twitch TV/AsherBro.
Oh, there you go. So you can tune in to some Asher and Rufus content. Stream soon, TM. He's been on a bit of a hiatus, and I don't blame him. You know, it's like I'm taking a bit of a break as well from streaming StarCraft. Like it can be difficult. You know, it can be hard to stay positive and not smudge and keep up with the chat and not be distracted and all this stuff. You know, and make sure you're staying in a good mood for everyone. So yeah, I'm sure we'll stream again one day. One day.
Yeah, for sure.
Meanwhile, if you're interested, you can tune into my stuff at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. Today, I was actually streaming some Diablo 2 for the first time.
That's a good stream.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people showed up for it. I was really surprised. Yeah. A lot of people were really excited, and a lot of people were really surprised when they heard that I had grown up playing Diablo 1 and I played Diablo 3, but I had never touched Diablo 2.
Diablo 2 is definitely the best in the series. So
yeah. I raided a Diablo 2 Aussie streamer afterwards. So I was like,
oh, nice.
I don't know who to. Cool. I'll just raid this guy, and he got really excited. And when I explained my history with him, he was also like, "What? That's crazy."
It is really weird. Yeah,
he was blown away. I'm like, I don't know what to say about it. I never got to play D2, you know. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun experiencing that with everyone, with the chats, and hopefully once I do finish my first playthrough of it, maybe I can play with some Asher, maybe I can play with some Rowdy, some Frost. A lot of people wanted to play together, maybe some of the harder difficulties. So yeah, maybe we can get the boys together. Yeah.
Become a Diablo streamer.
Oh, true. Just taking a break from ladder. I usually do ladder some Zerg gameplay on my stream, but just taking a bit of a break because, you know, we've been smashing, mate. Nothing good, you know. These Terran clowns on the ladder with their Marauder Hellbat all-ins, you know. What's up with that?
Go next.
But if you're just interested in some CranKy Ducklings casting, then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so plenty of VODs available on YouTube. And we'll be live again tomorrow with some WTL, with some World Team League and EU Ascension League as well. The semifinals and the finals, so plenty going on tomorrow. You can be a part of it too if you just tune in time. And before we head off, massive shout out to Kuro as well in the chat. Kuro in the production and the chat for making all this happen and for, you know, putting up with me and Asher. Thank you.
Yeah.
Asher, do you have anything you want to say before we head off? Does Rufus have anything to say before we head off? Does he have anything to say?
He says, "Give me the tuna. Give me." What's that rhyme? I don't know it, so I'm just gonna say pepperoni. Pepperoni, give me the tuna. I deserve a roni. He likes it.
He likes it. He likes it. Speaking of tunas, Sparkling Tuna Cup is going to be in 2 days on Thursday, so you can get that tuna action. Of course, our tournaments have made a return! Patreon in the chat if you want to support us and help fund our tournaments and help make our tournaments more consistent and more beneficial for the players. We do have a breakdown of where all the money goes exactly, so if you want to support the Ducklings, Patreon is the best place to do it because you don't just support the Ducklings, you support the players, the tournaments, the scene in general. So consider checking that out as we are done for the day. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We're going to be going to bed. I think we had a replay redemption. I think Soundo, it could be crazy. I think Soundo redeemed a replay cast, which we will do, but
not tonight.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
Soundo, if you're there, we will cast a replay. I promise you we will cast a replay. But right now it is very late and it's unwise to keep going right now. Maybe we will set up a future stream where we will cast a replay. Hold us to it.
Hold us.
Hold Hold me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.